Okay. Hello, hello, hello. I hope. Hi, everybody. It is Eva here. I sure hope you can hear me okay. I just got a new computer and I think I've got everything plugged in and set up properly. I the my microphone is red. There's a red light on it, so I think you can hear me. I'm just going to keep talking and wait till people come in, and hopefully somebody will come in and go, "Yes, Eva, I can hear you," or "No, Eva, I can't hear shit," and you are just mumbling. So if you are coming in and joining me, please let me know that you can hear me okay. I look like a hot mess today. Sorry about that. I literally have been in work mode for the last, what's today? 2 days. Travel day was Monday, work mode for 2 days. Let me know if you can hear me when you're coming in. We are talking about something super serious today, and it is a subject and a topic that's really it's very important to me, and it means a lot to me because I spent my entire life being disrespected and treated like shit and all of that. And I realize now that it was my own fault. Oh, hang on, let me just see if we can do that. It's my own fault that whatever. We're just gonna stop that happened because I showed people how to treat me because how to I didn't know how to show them any differently. And not only that, what happens with a lot of, and I'm going to say women because I mean, my channel is mostly for women. I know guys like to come and hang out. Hi, can you hear? You can hear me okay? Just like I think that's a yes. You can hear me okay. Hello, the peaceful observer. So my channel is mostly for women, and I do most of my videos and everything, and I talk. Thank you so much. And I do talk and speak to women. I know men come and hang out, so this can apply to men as well. But anyway, mostly women get disrespected, treated like shit, used as doormats, are bullied. I mean, we just, because many women have self esteem issues, self respect issues, self confidence. We have all these issues because of the way we were raised or because of toxic relationships that we've been in for lengths of time that we had a hard time getting out of. And then once we got out of the toxic relationships, we still had this low self-worth, self-esteem thing going on, low self-confidence. And we carried that through most of our adult lives because we don't know how to set boundaries. A lot of it. So I'm gonna fess up. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I didn't even know what a boundary was until I was about 51 years old. And that's the honest to God truth. I was, bullied and disrespected and treated like shit and walked all over. I mean, you name it, I was it. It started when I was, with my parents growing up. I wasn't loved or encouraged or supported or treated with love or anything like that. I mean, I was physically abused. I was, emotionally neglected and abused. I mean, we weren't loved. We just existed. So, my abuse and bullying and neglect started, yeah, you too. So, yeah, so you get this, you know what I'm talking about. So mine started at 10. It might have started earlier. I have zero, this is really weird. I have zero recollection of my life before my first beating. Actually, there's nothing there. I don't remember anything about my life before I was 10 years old. And one of my sisters actually, she'll say, "Oh yeah, this happened." I'm like, I don't remember any of that. Anyway, so from the time I was 10 to the time I was 51, 41 years, and I'm not the only one here, 41 years, I was treated like shit for 41 years. And I had no idea what boundaries were. I just thought that I just keep running into really shitty people that are going to treat me with disrespect, and that's just the way it's going to be my entire life. That's what I thought. I had no idea that there's this thing called boundaries. I had no idea that I could like put my hands up and go, no, you don't get to treat me like that. I honestly had no fucking clue. Not a clue. I just thought that my entire life was just going to be dealing with douchebags, people that mistreated me, until I went to therapy. And so after I left my last, and we're going to get to the steps about how to set boundaries. So when I went to therapy, after I left my last abusive relationship, I was 51. I guess I was 51 because I'm 62 now. So yeah, I guess I was 51. And at that time, so here's something funny. At that time, I didn't have any money for therapy. I had declared bankruptcy. I'd hit rock bottom. I had finally left this horrible relationship that I was in, where I was bullied for 8 years. It was brutal. I didn't have 2 cents to rub together. So I went back to a salon that I used to work at, and one of my clients was a therapist. So we bartered. I did her hair for free, and she did my mind and my heart for free. So it worked out great for me because she was a wonderful therapist, so kind and compassionate and loving, and she was the perfect fit for me. So it was through therapy that I realized, oh, I can set boundaries. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Wait, I can say no. My life isn't going to be with people treating me like shit until I die. This is amazing. I had no idea. It was amazing. So I started therapy, and I realized how to set, I learned how to set boundaries. I learned how to say, no, you don't get to do that. I learned um, self love and the value of self confidence and self worth. I mean, I didn't know any of those selves. And I think a lot of women, this is what happens to a lot of us. We get stuck in this abusive cycle right out of the gate, right from our childhood. We get stuck in this abusive cycle, and it carries us through our entire lives, until one day, which this is what happened to me. And I feel that many women haven't hit that one day yet, which is why we're doing this video now. But to that one day where we go, oh, wait a second, this is wrong. People aren't supposed to treat me like this. This is wrong. And it's up to me to show people how to treat me. But I need to learn how to love myself, boost my self confidence, boost my self esteem, find my self worth, work on my self respect. Because I mean, I grew up, I didn't have any of that. I feel like I probably had a little bit of self confidence, but I think it was just different self confidence. But a lot of that, but many of us, we don't have any of that. We have no selves, nothing. There's no self confidence, self worth, self love. So we are just women in this shell, high healing in Mexico, women in this shell of a body with no soul. We're broken, we're hurt, we're angry, we're fucked up because we've been abused our entire lives, and we don't know how do I fix this? How do I make this stop? Like, how do I end this vicious cycle of abuse? And when I talk about abuse, I'm not talking about just physical abuse. I mean, I'm sure, 99.9% sure, that 99.9% of the women who are, my age, over 50 or whatever, watching this, have been abused, physically, sexually abused, or any kind of abuse at some point in their lives. But when I talk about abuse, I'm not talking just about physical abuse. I'm talking about abuse in general: mental abuse, verbal abuse, financial abuse. That's a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing until I went through it, and I'm like, oh, This is a thing. This is crazy. I didn't even know that. So we've been through this abuse our entire lives, and we just think, this is my life. This is my life, and this is who I am, and nothing will ever change. Oh, there's a critter. Sorry, there's a critter crawling on me. Well, we're going to change all that now because this is not your life, and this is not, you're not here. So I don't know if you ever, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Sorry if you hear they're doing some woodworking outside my door, so sorry if you hear that. I can't help that. I'm sorry. I apologize now. Abraham Hicks, one of the things, Esther Hicks, one of the things that they're good. One of the things she talks about is that we are here for crazy, ridiculous joy. We are not here to suffer. We are not here to live a life of anger or hurt or pain or frustration or anxiety or any of that. We are here for a life of crazy, ridiculous joy. That's why we're here. But it's up to you, or you, it's up to you to have that. You have to decide that you want to live a life of joy, not anger, hurt, pain, and all that other bullshit that goes along with being disrespected. You have to decide that. And when you decide that, it's up to you to figure out how to achieve that. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, hmm, for those of you that are new here, my name is Eva, and this is Women Blazing Trails. I probably should have done that in the very beginning. I totally forgot that. Yes, we deserve happiness. We absolutely do. And all the kitties are fine. So I was gone. So here's a funny story. So going to get into how to set boundaries, but I want to tell you a quick little story about my kitties because it doesn't always have to be serious around here. We can laugh and joke and talk about kittens, and why not sometimes. So I went away for 5 days and I had to get a house sitter to watch my cat. So Gracie is still a kitten. Gracie is 8 months. I feel like she's 8 months old, and Stinky Pants is 2 years old. So Gracie is still very bad. She's very curious. She's very mischievous. But Gracie also really hates people, and I don't know why, or I don't know how that happened. As soon as somebody comes to the door, in the blink of an eye, she's flashed up the stairs and she's hiding under the bed. So the house sitter was here, and the first night she said, Gracie won't even come out from under the bed. She's been hiding under the bed the entire time. And I said, that's okay. When it's time for to feed her in the morning, as soon as you shake the food bowl, she'll come out. And that I think she literally only came out to eat. And then by day 4, I think she came out and actually greeted the house sitter, day 4. And then day 5, I think she, licked her and bit her hands. And I said, oh, she's biting you. She loves you. So anyway, so so I came home Monday, and then today the house sitter came by this morning, so I could pay her. And as soon as she came to the door, Gracie saw her come to the door, and she bolted up the stairs and went and hid under the bed again. So Gracie's a character. She just makes me laugh all the freaking time. She's such a funny kitten. And Miss Stinky Pants loves everybody. She's so super chill cat. So I want to. So today, so that was it. That was my funny story. That's it. We're gonna get down to business here. We're gonna talk about how to set boundaries. And I dropped a link in the chat, and there should be a chat replay after the live is over. There will be a chat replay, but I did drop. Sorry, I dropped a link in the chat, and the link is to an article about how to set boundaries with a narcissist, which is slightly different because if you're dealing with a narcissist, you're basically dealing with a demon. I mean, narcissists are just horrible, horrible, hateful, evil people. So if you are dealing with a narcissist, there's a link in the chat about how to set boundaries with a narcissist. But we're going to talk about how to set boundaries with just people in general. Hi, Patty. Um, Pardon me. And I'm talking, your spouse or, pardon me, your spouse or your coworkers or your roommates or your friends. Sometimes friends have a not I don't want to say our friends have a tendency to mistreat us, but sometimes our friends kind of overstep and they can be disrespectful sometimes. But that's because we've shown them how we've let them do this for so long. People just keep. So here's the thing: we show people how to treat us, right? So people will continuously mistreat you until you show them differently. It's up to you to show them otherwise. It's up to you to go, no, no, no. You might have been able to treat me like that maybe a month ago or a week ago, but I'm a new girl now and I got my sassy pants on. And you are not going to treat me like that anymore. Like, you need to pull up your big girl panties and go, wait a second, I'm a new girl. These are the rules, and this is how you're going to treat me now. The end. The end. And if you have somebody in your life that continuously, even after you've set boundaries, and we're going to talk about that right now, even after you've set boundaries, if this person continues to disrespect you, the door is there. And if it's your spouse, I hate to say it, but if it's your spouse, take the door. You know, if he won't take the door or she, whoever's watching, you take the door, pack your fucking shit and take the door, because there isn't a single person on this planet who is entitled to treat you like shit. Not one single person. And don't you ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. 1 second. Oh, a couple of you who are self-diagnosed. Oh, and they use their channels to help the rest of us look for red flags. They both got a ton of. Oh, yeah, sure. You can drop those self-diag. Ah, you can drop those links. That'd be great. Miss So the Peaceful Observer. If you feel comfortable enough to drop your first name in the chat, that would be great too. I'll just call you Miss Peace. I'll call you Miss Peace unless you can drop your name. But yeah, drop their channels down below, please. I love when people share resources because I'm not a wealth of knowledge. I only know what I know. And if you have other resources that are going to be helpful to viewers, please drop them down in the chat. I would love that. Mary, thanks, Mary. Thanks, Mary. So anyway, so we're gonna get to this night. I'm gonna share 8 tips with you today. And in true Eva style, I wrote them on a piece of paper, but um, I also have a blog with this one. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop that link in the chat as well. Give me a second. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? How come my mouse isn't working? My mouse is not. Oh, that is weird. Maybe my mouse doesn't work when. Oh, maybe my battery's dead. Well, that would be horrible. Okay, so my mouse is dead. My mouse doesn't work. Do I have to change my battery? Oh, whatever. Okay, so I can't use my. I can no longer. Oh, what the fuckity fuck? Oh, there it is. What the hell? Oh, I think my battery's dead. I can see it. Oh, there it is. There, ta-da. Oh my God, give me a heart attack there for a second. Good grief. Let me drop this. I really had a heart attack there. Let me drop this link in the chat, and you can. Um, I don't know, Mary. I think you can you go ahead and drop links? So let me check. No, I have no idea. I'm kind of new to doing live streams, so I have no idea if you need a temporary wrench. I don't even know what that is, Mary. I'm sorry. I I don't even know. Try and drop it and see what happens. Sorry. Um, that's so weird. Okay, so let's get to it. 7. So thank you. So I'm going to share 8 tips with you today, and then we'll see how the time goes actually, because we're already 20 minutes in, and I still haven't. And thanks, Patty. And I still haven't gotten to the how to set boundaries. So we might get this to 5. I dropped a link down below in the chat. It is to a blog that shares 10 tips on how to set boundaries and stick to them. So setting boundaries is one thing. It's hard to set boundaries, but once you set your first boundary, you're like, oh, Okay, that made me feel powerful, and not in an egotistical way, but that made me feel powerful and strong and gave me a lot of confidence. But the trick is that you have to stick to your boundaries. Like, setting them is one thing, sticking to them is another thing. So try to stick to your boundaries. And the trick to sticking to your boundaries is, let's say, let's say you've done something. Oh, I'm sorry, healing in Mexico. Yes, most people are toxic and controlling. It's sad to say, you're kind of right. You're kind of right. Um, so sorry. So let's say you learned how to say, you finally said no to your annoying coworker who's a pain in the ass, and you always just say, okay, sure, okay, sure, okay, sure. You always just say that, and then one day you finally said, you know what, Susan, no, no, we're not doing this. You no. One day you just said no out of the blue because you practice saying no in the mirror. So you finally said no to Susan, who's an annoying pain in the ass, and you're like, yes, I did it. I finally said no to Susan. And then you feel so empowered and you feel so amazing that you're like, this is fucking awesome. But you have to remember, so here's the trick, you have to remember to continuously keep saying no when you mean to say no, and stop saying yes when you don't mean to say yes. You mean to say no. You have to stick to it. You have to keep at it. So, the first step, number one, for setting boundaries is practice saying no. And it could be something really small, like maybe your sister wants to borrow your car. I just threw that out there for, I don't know. Maybe your sister wants to borrow your car. And normally you'd say yes, and then you'd put your own errands on, on the back burner. And, well, Emily needs my car, so I'll give her my car and I'll do my errands tomorrow. Well, you've put yourself last, and you put Emily first, and that's a no go. You are number one. You put yourself first, not other people's needs, not other people's errands, not other people's chores. You are number one. So when Emily comes and says, oh, Sarah, can I borrow your car today? And normally you say yes to Emily, right? You're going to have to say, you know what, Emily? No, not today. The end. Not, you don't have to say, no, I'm sorry. You don't have to say, oh, Emily, no, sorry. I hate to say no. Just say, no, Emily, no, not today. Can we arrange maybe if you want to borrow it another day? But today, no, I want my car today. The end. That's it. It's as simple as that. So learn how to say no, practice saying no, and you could even practice in the mirror. This is what I had to do. I shit you not. This is what I had to do when I first started learning this whole boundaries thing, because I didn't know what the fuck boundaries were. Everybody was could just run, all over me, and I would never say nothing. I look at myself in the mirror and I go, no, no, you don't get to, no, you can't. No, you don't get to treat me like that. No, you don't get to talk to me like that. I would do that. I would literally look at myself in the mirror and go, no, and just say no and feel it. Like, you have to feel that no, because we're not used to saying no, because we've been saying yes our entire fucking lives and pleasing everybody but ourselves. So when we finally get to say no, it feels scary, but it feels really amazing. So, number one is practice saying no, practice in the mirror, feel that feeling of saying no, and then practice on a person that you're always saying yes to. It. Maybe it's your child, maybe it's your spouse, maybe whoever, a coworker, whoever it is. Practice saying no, and go. And the first time, so I'll tell you something. The first time you say no, I'll get to the chat in a second. Mary, I can see you've dropped some things down there. The first time you say no, and then you walk away, you're going like, wow, that felt really good. Like, it just feels so good because we've never said no to anybody. And now we're finally learning how to say no to people and yes to ourselves. And it feels so, and you're not even going to feel guilty. I didn't feel guilty at all. You are not going to feel guilty. It's going to be amazing. Let me get to the chat for 1 second. I have a friend and she's retired. I'm still working full time and taking care of my bedroom. My friend always makes me feel guilty if I don't want to go. Aw. Second guy is copy and paste links. Yeah, you need to, yes, you need to say, yes, Patty, no, no, no. And practice saying no in the mirror. I practiced in the mirror just to get used to it. I just practice. How do I say no? Okay, no, and eventually it's just gonna happen. That's number one. Number two is step number two is I want you to write a love letter to yourself, and I love writing and journaling. Oh, sorry, the camera's off. It never works. I don't know why the camera always does that. Um, Sorry, guys. It'll work itself out. Sorry about that. You don't need to see me anyway. I love writing. I love writing, and especially I love writing letters to myself. Love letters, forgiveness letters, anything, gratitude letters, journaling. I love writing because a lot of the times we have a lot of emotions inside of us and they're trapped inside of us. And if we don't get these emotions out, whether they're negative or happy or loving or sad or whatever emotions they are, it's important to get them out so they're not trapped and bottled inside of you. And then once you get them out and you release them, you're like, oh, okay, I feel better now. But I think it's really important to write a love letter to yourself because we don't love ourselves enough, and especially women, and we don't treat ourselves with love. We don't treat ourselves with compassion. We don't have enough compassion, empathy, or love or kindness to ourselves. So when you write yourself a love letter, you can be like, Dear Eva, I think I think you're beautiful. I love you have such a big heart. I love the way you're so kind to animals and helpless creatures. I love that you have an easy way of making people laugh and smile. Like I just write out all the things that I love about myself, all the good things that I love about myself. And they could be physical qualities, traits. They could be, my heart, like if I volunteer and help animals, it could be anything. Just write out all the things you really love about yourself and get that out. And then after you're done writing it, I want you to stop and read it back and go, wow, like I'm a really awesome person. Like I want you to write that out and then read it and realize how amazing and how awesome of a person you really are, because you are. And I don't think a lot enough of us, I don't think we give ourselves enough credit to how amazing and beautiful we really are. And we need to do that more often. We love everybody else. We do all kinds of things for people. We're kind to people and we give people so much love, but we also deserve the love that we keep giving away. We deserve that too. So write yourself a love letter and give yourself that love and remind yourself how absolutely amazing you are, because you are. That's number two. Number three for setting boundaries. I have the camera. I did it. Yay, Eva. Sorry about that, guys. Number three for setting boundaries is to be clear and firm. So Emily wants to borrow your car. And today you're practicing and you're going to decide that, no, Emily, you're not borrowing my car. So Emily might put up, what do you mean, no? You gave it to me last week. What the hell's the problem? No, Emily, I'm not lending you my car today. You do not have to give her a reason or an apology or an excuse or anything like that. It's your car, and you are entitled to say no to Emily. You are not giving her your car. Be clear. No, Emily, I'm not giving you my car today. Perhaps you can have it tomorrow. We'll see. Just be firm, and do not let Emily, oh, Eva, come on, I promise I'll be back in 5 minutes. I just have to run to the grocery store and I have to pick up eggs, whatever the case. No, I'm sorry. Should have thought about that the last time you had my car. Or no, you'll have to walk, or no, take your bike, or call an Uber, or whatever. Get them delivered, Instacart, whatever. No, today, no. No. Be firm and be clear, be firm, and hold your no. When they see that you're being clear and firm and you're not budging, they're going to be like, oh shit, she means business. Who is this girl? She means business now, and you need to stick to that. Tip number 4 is to have a goal in mind. So it's easy to go, okay, I'm going to set boundaries. This is bullshit. I need people to stop walking all over me, whatever the case may be. But have a clear goal, like, let's say Emily, we're going to use Emily in the car because I think that's a really good example. So the clear goal that you need to set for Emily is that she needs to learn that she can't have your car whenever she wants it because you used to say yes and you don't. And she needs to learn how to be a little bit more responsible and maybe save her money so she can buy her own car. Or maybe she needs to be more responsible and find her own means of transportation and stop relying on you and having access to your car all the time. So that might be your goal for Emily. And maybe your goal with your coworker Susan, who's constantly in your ear, maybe your goal is so that Susan will leave you and let you do your work and that she will respect the fact that this is your space and she can't keep coming into your space and annoying you all the fucking time, whatever it is. So set goals for the people that you have to set boundaries to. Maybe you have to set a boundary with your husband or your best friend or your sister or a neighbor or whoever. Have a goal with each because everybody annoys us for different reasons. That's fact, Jack. Everybody does. And they all have their own reasons. So set goals for each person. Emily, she needs to take responsibility for her life and maybe start saving money so she can buy her own car. That's your goal. So she can be more responsible and leave you alone and stop bothering you about borrowing your car. So set goals and stick and be clear about your goals and know that, okay, this is the goal that I want to achieve, and it's up to me to achieve that goal with Emily and Susan and John and Dick and Harry and everybody. That's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is to start small. So don't go all balls to the wall and go, okay, I set all these boundaries and nobody's going to cross my boundary line and pooey on all of you people. This is my boundary line and you all suck and you all need to stay on the other side of that line. So you have to start small because, hi, sister, because boundaries are kind of hard to set. And you need to, because if you go all in and set all these boundaries with all these people, then you're going to be overwhelmed. And then you're just going to be, it's going to be a little bit of a clusterfuck. In my opinion, I could be wrong. You do you, but I feel like you need to start small because you've never had them before. You don't know what they are, you don't know how they work, and you don't know how to stick to them and be firm and clear about them. So, the first boundary, which is practice saying no, that's a good boundary to learn to start with and to practice with, is saying no. And then you can go from there. Then you can go from there, you can go when people start treating you disrespectfully, then you can go, no, you don't get to treat me like that. You don't get to talk to me like that. That's when your boundaries become a little bit more powerful and have a little bit more substance behind them. And they're very like, no, this is clear boundary. Stop. It's like a big stop sign. You don't get to do that anymore. So starting small is very important. Number 6 is to be consistent. You can't say no to Emily and then Sarah comes along and goes, oh, Eva, can I borrow your car? You're like, okay, sure, but don't tell Emily. No, 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 no. Nobody's getting your car today. I don't care who they are. It doesn't matter what their names are. Nobody's getting your car today. You need to be consistent. If you can't say no to one person and then turn around and say yes to another person, no means no. If you were going to say no to one person, you're saying no. If 10 people are asking you for the exact same thing, you're going to say no to 10 different people. No, period. That's it. Be consistent and don't let that slip. You need to just be no. I said no to her. I'm going to say no to you and you and you and you and you. That's very, very important. Number 7 is social media boundaries as well. So, a lot of people, there's a lot of fighting on social media. People are very quick to anger and very quick keyboard warriors, right? They're very quick to get on that keyboard and go boo and spit out all kinds of hurtful, toxic, negative shit directed right at you. You need to set boundaries. So, what I've done as far as social media goes is that I've taken out like all the people that, well, actually, I don't even really have very many friends on social media. I just can't be bothered. So what I've done is all the people who post like really negative, toxic stuff on their feeds, I've taken them out of my feed. I can't be bothered. If somebody posts something and it's very controversial, I just walk away. I don't even want to engage because you already know it's just going to be a fight. And what do you want to fight for? Like, it's just no. So just walk away from all social media toxicity and controversy and all of that stuff. So, oh, good girl. I wish I could delete all my social media, but that's part of my work, so I have to keep it. If I ever could delete like my social media, I think Facebook would be the first to go. Buy, delete, and then Instagram, which I only really, so Instagram is kind of funny. I don't get Instagram. I only ever use it. Me and my son do DMs on Instagram, and we just share kitten reels. That's all I do on Instagram. Me and my son share kitten reels. I can't be bothered. It's important to set boundaries in social media as well because a lot of the times, yeah, a lot of the times when you start, if somebody starts a fight with you, and so here, this is how it goes. When somebody starts a fight with you on social media and then your fingers are flying on that keyboard, I can't believe that person said that, or fuck you, and blah, 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 and then you get all crazy and then it's a back and forth battle. And then when you're done, when you get off social media, you are so agitated and so fired up and so angry for what? Why? You just like totally ruined your day. You've ruined your evening. Like, like stop. Like, don't. Like, just don't engage. Just don't. Which takes me to point number 8 is to learn to walk away. To learn to walk away from people who are toxic, learn to walk away from people who are bullies. If you and we are and most of us already know the people in our circle, in our lives, who are just looking to pick a fight. They're bullies, they're narcissists, they're assholes, whatever. We already know who those people are. So learn to walk away from them. Don't engage. If you can see they're starting to fire up, don't engage. Learn to walk away, learn to say no, and just go, no, you know what? No, I don't want to get into this. It's not my scene right now. I don't feel like getting wrapped up in this negative, toxic conversation about whatever, politics, religion. I don't know. Who cares? Your kids, whatever. You need to learn to walk away. And it's the bigger person walks away, right? It's always the bigger person that will walk away. And you can be that bigger person. So, those are the tips I wanted to share with you today about learning how to set boundaries. I hope they were helpful. And there's a couple of links down below. Oh, Mary, I guess you didn't get the did you get a chance to copy and paste the links? Because I don't see them in the chat. So maybe you didn't get a chance to copy and paste the links. Could you put could you uh put their channel names or a second, because I can't see the links in the chat. So could you just kind of let me know what happened there? Maybe just the names of their channels, and we can go and find them on YouTube. I'll have to figure that out. Um, oh, really? Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna have to look into that, Mary, because I don't know how to do that. Sorry. Sorry, I think maybe once the live is done, I'll be able to see the links, maybe or maybe not. I don't even know. Sorry about that. I have to find out about that because I have no idea. Sorry, Mary. Um, anyway, I hope you got a lot out of this live. I hope that my tips are helpful to you. Don't forget, I did drop 2 links down in the chat. One is how to set boundaries with a narcissist, because it's a lot different, because narcissists are just fucking evil, and how to set boundaries with everybody in general, just the people in your life. So the reason why I'm doing a live, because I've changed my live dates to Fridays now. I may go live on Fridays this week, we'll see. But the reason why I'm doing a live today on Wednesday is because I didn't upload a video on Sunday because I was on holidays. and then Monday was travel day. So I will be uploading a video, regular long form video on Sunday. Probably do another live on Friday. We'll see how we feel. We'll see what's going on. If you guys want to do a live on Friday, I'm here. I mean, I don't really have a life. This is my life. I just come here and chat with you guys. Um, that's all I got. If you don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Please share this if you know somebody that this would be helpful to. I would like that. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you being here, and I will catch y'all back here on the next live. Goodbye from beautiful Guatemala.